Have you noticed that children can have attitudes? Well, they all have attitudes, but there's some attitudes we prefer, and there's other attitudes we don't. But here's the question. Where do attitudes come from?
Children are great by their very nature, and we have the privilege and responsibility of raising them. It can be challenging at times. Let's talk about it.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Armstrong. I'm a general and special education teacher. I homeschooled my own children for 5 years, and I talk about those things I've studied, I've researched academically and alternatively that has helped me and my children and my students. Today, I want to talk about children's attitudes because sometimes we have children that have some very strong attitudes that can come like right in our face attitudes, and it can be very frustrating as a parent. We might see that as against us, and we want that gone. We want our children to have pleasant attitudes that easily help us get through the day. So let's talk about, where do attitudes come from? What is an attitude? So, when we think about where attitude comes from, it comes from what is being focused on. A child who may be coming at us aggressively, and you're always mean, I don't like you, and they come at you with some of these strong statements, these strong words. They're focusing on things they don't have, things that they don't um, get. They feel a lack. And it's that lack that then comes across in this attitude. I lack this, and the way I'm going to get it is by being aggressive. Other children may say, I lack this. And then and how do I get this? Oh, I'm going to get all down. I'm going to get all mopey. And then mom's going to come and see what's wrong with me and try and fix it for me. So, attitudes come from what are our children focused on, and then how are they expecting us to respond? We've often responded similarly in the past, and if I do this, I know I'm going to get this kind of a reaction or this kind of attention, or they're going to try and help me in this way because they've done that in the past. And so it's really important when we look at attitude that we really look beyond that attitude and help um, change. We can help to change our children's attitude by helping them see what they're focusing on. And we would do that by asking them questions or making statements in that can be kind of open-ended statements, like this is not necessarily a statement of fact, this is a statement of clarification, because sometimes questions, direct questions, can uh, put children off, uh, depending, right, in each situation, or they can really bring out the answers. So uh, we can make a statement. Wow, you really feel like you really want that, uh, and I've said no. Tell me about that. Or we would open it up. Wow, I can tell that's really important to you. I wonder what makes that so important to you. I would really love to hear about it. You and when we ask these questions with that real intention, if you do it because Cynthia said I need to say this, or Cynthia said I should try this, Uh, and it's just about stepping through a process, then you're not going to get as much out of it. And it can still be beneficial. So if you're not quite to another level yet, then please do give it a try, and see how that works. Because it's that trying and that learning and that doing that is going to help us to become better parents, to become more aware of our interactions with our child. What is our child's need? And how am I playing a part? Because we are 100% playing a part as a parent in our child's behaviors, not because we intend it this way, but just because of those interactions we've had in the past and our children trying to get that same or similar attention, reaction, or need met. Uh, and so when we're aware of that and we're aware of our children and how we're responding to them. Children, right, they know how to push our buttons. They learned that a long time ago from the very beginning because we're so closely intertwined, uh, that they know what buttons to push to get us to respond angry or to get us to feel sad or sorry or to get us to respond in a way that they want. And even though they may want it, they don't necessarily know what's good or beneficial for them. So when we become aware and of ourselves and the needs we're trying to meet or the fears we're trying to avoid, then that helps us to respond to our children in a way that doesn't um, create feeding into patterns we've had in the past. Uh, so when we do this with love, with a desire to understand, a desire to really listen and get to know our child, perhaps we will change our mind on certain things because we didn't understand fully. Because it's not necessarily about our children being obedient all the time, right? It's about us getting to know them, to allowing them to be a person. Sometimes we're in there and children are supposed to obey, they're supposed to do what they're told, they're supposed to be perfect, right? Uh, and we get caught up in having our child be a certain way that we forget they're an individual, or how to interact with our child in a way that helps them to feel like an individual. Because when children are little, right, they need us for all of their needs. They are, need food, sad, they're uncomfortable, their diaper needs changing, they cry, and we're right there to give that to them. And then they get older, right, and they begin to separate from us, the toddler that toddles away from us, but they keep looking back like, is this good, mom? Am I still okay? Is things still safe? And they might come back to us before they go out again, right? Because we're that safe, comfortable spot. And then, they're going off to school and they're getting a lot more input from outside. And we want things to be well for our child, and we think we know what that is. And to a certain extent, we do, right? We know what is harmful to them. Drugs, alcohol, uh, doing unsafe behaviors. We know um, are not what we want for our child or that will benefit our child. But the truth is, we don't know what exactly will benefit our child. So when we allow our child to have the discovery process, then they will be more able to step into who they are. We're not suppressing who they are. And so when it comes to our children's attitude, look at, where is this attitude coming from? What is their focus on? And sometimes it's not what we think. It's not, oh, I said no to this particular activity, but in saying no to this particular activity, they felt unheard or unloved. And really, they're seeking for that love, or they're seeking for that acknowledgement that they're an individual and have choices of their own. And so it's looking at that focus, helping to helping them to shift their focus. And we do that by, again, asking questions, making open statements that allow for feedback, for being in a place of seeking and not a place of judgment and demands. So remember, children are great by their very natures, and we have that opportunity, that privilege, and that responsibility to raise them.
Hi friends, Cynthia Armstrong here. Thanks for joining us today. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you can see when new videos come out, and like this one. It is such a responsibility and a challenge to raise great kids, and we are here to help you along that journey to make it as enjoyable and fun and fulfilling as possible. Please check out our website, www.raisinggreatkids.net, and I will leave that in the description below.